Hello again to everybody out there. We're seeing a tournament. This was the Team Rocket Pocket Cup number 6, I believe. And right now, from the player's perspective, we're seeing Valden. I think the Twitch streamer was Valden TFT, so there will be links and text and stuff like that. I'm just making sure that I got everything correct. And on the opponent side, you know, the upper half, that's going to be... The name in here is Puni or Puni? I guess I'll say Puni. But their tournament registration name was Sota, so anyway. From Japan and Valden from France, you guys, what you're obviously seeing is the Mewtwo EX going up against the Pikachu EX. So this is very common for the top spot metas. And these players, they both got in basically the top 3 of this tournament. This is like the semifinals to determine who's going to go on to that finals matchup. So whoever loses this is out, and then whoever wins this will advance to that finals. We're looking at this, it's from the past. So this tourney's already happened. I can tell you what happens at the end, of course, but what you're noticing from the bench right now, of course, is the Pikachu EX. That is very typical right now to see the Zapdos EX paired with the Pikachu EX. What you may not see yet, except for I'll put it on screen. Okay, there we go. On the bench hitting right now is Pincurchin. This deck, it's got 2/2/2 for Zapdos EX, Pikachu EX, and Pincurchin, but there's also 2 Blitzel and 2 Zebstrika, so that means 10 trainers to be accompanied with that deck. The best we can hope for when we see this, the typical metas unfold in like every tournament where it's almost always going to be Pikachu EX, almost always going to be Mewtwo EX, is seeing who has a little bit of variability, you know, who has something just a little bit different. And so this Mewtwo EX from Valden right here, this deck, that's going to be 2 on the Ralts, 2 Kirlia, 2 Gardevoir, 2 Mewtwo EX. That's the typical, but this one also has 1 Jinx, 1 Kangaskhan, also 10 trainers to that. And so we obviously hope to see some good matches right here. Everything kind of laying in formation right now for Pikachu EX, but Mewtwo already got damage on the board, and there we go. That's going to be the energy now that Pikachu EX is going to need. Obviously, you're going to see the language. It is in French. Like I said, I'm speaking English, but the streamer was from France, and so sometimes this will happen. I do have to rely on kind of the gumption of other streamers to be leaving the VODs public, streaming this themselves, you know, and hopefully the ones that we can watch will actually make it kind of to the higher rankings, so we're not watching all of the lower matches. I just figure that's what's most valuable for people. Red card is played right now. Actually, good timing, probably. 6 cards going back into the deck to draw 3 right there for Puni. And so Mewtwo, of course, not quite ready. If you were looking to do that side drive, it's not necessary right now exactly, you know, just with how the math is going to go. And also, hey, look at that. They're going to be charging up Jinx there on the bench, give it some energy and stuff. Actually, double potion on this. And of course, we cannot see the hand. A lot of streamers will do this, and that's probably very much like a tournament, you know, it's us not being able to see the hand, so that's fine. It does leave the nature a little bit more speculative until we actually see things happen on screen. But yes, they will do the Psychic Sphere right there with Mewtwo and await their fate, but that was nice to get those 2 potions right up in there. Unless Giovanni can come into play, then this Pikachu EX will not get that knockout, at least on this turn. And of course, Mewtwo EX providing the 2 prize points, same with Pikachu EX, and so it's kind of just right now a race to see who's going to get that or have to retreat. So they may force the retreat here on Puni. Obviously taking some time to think about what decision they're going to make. Not really charged up on the bench, you know, so a lot of the options right there. Zapdos could take the 1 energy to attack, but obviously that's going to be Peck. It's a little bit lesser on the damage, and so it does look like they will give it 1 energy right here, give the X speed right here, make it a little bit less of a cost, and Pikachu EX will retreat for that Zapdos EX. So hopefully we see something happen here. Yeah, it will be that 20 damage for Peck. Now, Zapdos also really relies on the coins when you start getting it to its full potential, I guess you could say, with the Thundering Hurricane attack. Takes 3 energy, obviously, but that will be based on the coins. You flip the 4, hope for heads, basically. 50 damage per heads. So right now, Mewtwo potentially the play here, because Valden is thinking about, do I put the energy on Mewtwo or do we kind of look to a future retreat of Mewtwo? So they're definitely considering that decision a little bit longer, because yeah, I guess then after that it would be maybe Jinx would be the play, since of course presumably we don't have Kirlia yet, we obviously don't have Gardevoir, and so right now have to kind of consider all those options. but Valden taking that energy and really thinking about this one, but will end up putting that on Mewtwo. Go ahead for another 50 damage right here, and then we take it on to Puni's turn right now, and that's also another decision. Hey, do you power up something on the bench? Kind of prepare for that. You know, when you have these heavy hitters, that's a potential option. Now, you could also try to get your Zapdos EX to have the 3 energy, but at this point, Mewtwo kind of outpaces it, being that Mewtwo has 3 energy on it right now, just needs 1 more. It would be able to do the side drive. Obviously, then you have to discard the 2 Psychic, so just kind of thinking about all these things in advance is what these players need to do. So that's why, obviously, they're taking their time, you know, and they do have the time to do it. So yeah, that will be the next X speed in this deck to go out right here. They could potentially bring Pikachu EX in, which is actually, yes, that is what they will do with a full bench right now to be able to take out this Mewtwo. It is sort of better for the long game, probably, to not have that Mewtwo in there, especially being that there isn't another one backed up for Valden's side. But with Pikachu EX getting this knockout, Pikachu obviously then is vulnerable to whoever the aggressor would be after that. Potentially Jinx, of course, in this case with Valden, depending on what they draw next. But yeah, I mean, likely still gonna be Jinx. But yeah, this sets up now Puni a little bit better. You know, you kind of see the tables keep turning each turn, really, for the player. So yep, that's 2 points with Mewtwo getting knocked out right here. Valden gotta be unhappy about that one. But now we see Jinx coming up in here, and they do actually, Valden's gonna draw another Mewtwo, this awesome interactive EX Mewtwo card. Now you're a little bit behind in the energy, of course, because Jinx is going to need another energy to attack for its own, and so this does kind of make the pacing, it doesn't really favor Valden in this situation. I mean, look at this. You've got Puni right there, 2 energy on the Pikachu, obviously, but it could get knocked out. It's just then you have Zapdos EX, right? And so Zapdos just needs that 1 more energy, and then it's going to be based on the coin toss, and so it does kind of come down to luck with that, of course. And so, of course, it's a Psycho. I love that on the screen, but that is the Psychic attack. Boom, that's going to take it on out of there. Now Valden with those 2 points, evening up on our prize points here, but I mean, like I said, kind of the pacing of this match and the energy distribution, you can see that Puni kind of set up nicely. They can obviously prepare, you know, if they need Zebstrika, if they need Pincurchin, they can start boosting them. And so it's a little bit tough right now if you're Valden, and yeah, that's actually, it's going to make it a lot tougher to see that a potion is getting played right now for Puni on that side. And look at this, just to add more to it, right, is another Pikachu EX here on the bench. So it's, you don't want to lose the Zapdos, you don't want to lose any card, I guess we should say, now that it's 2 and 2 on the prize points. But yeah, there it goes. Wow, so that is going to be 3 heads right there. Absolutely devastating for that 150 damage, which will bring that first match in favor of Puni, who is going to win that with 1 more point here. And that is defeat for Valden's side. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going on to game number 2. We'll try to get that here for you as fast as possible. So while some of it is, of course, the luck of the coins, we know that to be true, but at least there's maybe just a few decisions that the players can make that will edge it out into their favor or not. So it looks like Valden gonna go second right here. Always love that, don't you, if you're from that perspective? So let's see who's gonna be in the active, who's gonna be on the bench, and we will bring it to you. Unfortunately, it looks like Ralt's gonna be the only active on that side, and yeah, so Pikachu. So Valden right now having just the Ralts. You have to wonder, they must not have drawn a very good hand right now. So we'll see. Maybe they have a Pokeball. Maybe they have something coming up next. But yeah, there's a Zapdos EX already hitting the bench right now for Puni's side. Not able to put any energy at this point because obviously they went first. You don't get to attach energy for that. And so looks like Ralts, the only decision still. So Ralts will do that Ram attack for 10. It's about all you can do if you don't have anything else in your hand, anything else to play. So unfortunately, Valden, it's not looking great. At least a little bit on the energy right there. You can, okay, so there's another Pikachu EX lying at the ready. So now that will be on the bench. Yeah, this is, okay, so that was good. Valden definitely wanted that Mewtwo in here. So it's all just going to be dependent on what kind of plays can we make right now. Already down a few turns and with the energy. So yep, there goes Kirlia, who has the smack attack for 30. So they could try to do that, but of course you want to be trying to get energy for Mewtwo. So that's where your impasse is typically. I would think, you know, maybe we're going to get Mewtwo out out of here if you don't want that Kirlia to faint, because Pikachu about ready for that Oko Ono. Yes, the Oko was one-hit KO, and it will have that very soon if another Pokemon hits the bench, because right now 60 damage would be the totals, but if another electric Pokemon just hits that bench on Puni's side, then that will be enough for the KO. So Valden has a little bit to think about, or a lot of it to think about, you could say right here. So grappling with the decision of where do we place this energy, and it does look like it will go to Kirlia, probably opting to do a little bit of damage. Also, when you retreat, you'll have at least another energy on it, but it is a really rough choice, just because you have to hope and pray that he's not going to put another Pokemon on the bench over there on Puni's side. So yeah, it does look like, there we go, it will be the Zapdos. Definitely unfortunate for Valden right here. Not looking great. So they're going to need Mewtwo, of course, to have that energy, and then another turn's going to go by. Pikachu will be able to do that 90 without a double potion or something. This is going to be devastating, and yeah, so it's definitely an uphill fight. It does not look like much can bring Valden out of this, but listen, don't count anyone out until they are actually out. It's just that even with a Mewtwo EX being drawn right now, you know, I realize that this is a rough state of affairs for Valden. It's just then you add to that, Mewtwo does need kind of a lot of energy to attack, and so, you know, it's just even having that Mewtwo in your active spot right now, you can see he's just kind of throwing this energy around like, yeah, I could attach it to either one, and kind of the same outcome seems to be. It's just, you know, if Valden loses either of the Mewtwo's, you know, that's going to be 2 prize points right there. So it's just, again, it's not very great without having some other maybe decoy. You know, you could have another Jinx out there, even another Ralts, just to take the damage, because this Pikachu, it's devastating. It's all ready to keep doing that 90, and clearly Puni going to be able to charge up other Pokemon on the bench. So they've got the other Pikachu, that they've got an energy on it right now, and then of course the Zapdos EX. So yeah, there's that 90 damage, and so this is going to be a Kirlia drawn, so that's going to be this is really unfortunate for Valden right here. Yeah, he doesn't really have any other options, I think. So I think Valden definitely realizes it and must just be making the play to delay the inevitable. Yep, there will go the X speed to lower that retreat cost at least, and be able to actually retreat at all. And so I don't know. This is not really many options, right? You know, you got to attach the energy, maybe attack for 50. Even if you had a Giovanni at 60, that Pikachu is still just devastating. And so I think Valden just looking for something to save him. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be Sabrina. If you play the Sabrina, you're going to take the Pikachu out, but everything else, yeah, there you go. Valden knew it. Before I can even speak, actually making the play to concede. So yeah, it does look like that was a no-win situation. So I think that was the right move. Unfortunately, I know a lot of people might say never surrender, but no, that will make Puni go on to advance in this tournament, the Team Rocket Pocket number 6. And so if you were interested in those standings, Puni actually ended up losing. I'm guessing that's going to be Cathil from Great Britain, who won with a Pikachu EX Raichu, and Puni getting second place right there. Valden getting third, though. Nothing to be ashamed of, especially when all the top 6 other than Valden were Pikachu EX decks. So please, everybody, click an end screen on screen to be taken to another video, and I thank you so much for viewing.